Hello, welcome back. My name is Reb, and today we're going to be looking at the next 10 drawings in the 100-day challenge. This is drawings 21 through 30. But before we get into all of that, I just wanted to give a couple little quick updates. First of all, recently hit 300 subscribers, which is mind-blowing. If you are among them, thank you so much for subscribing. I truly appreciate all the comments and likes and general support that I've received on this channel. To celebrate, I popped over to the art store to pick up a couple things. Most of the things that I got were just refills for stuff that I use already, but I did get a couple little new things, and I'd like to just share them here really quick. First up is some Tombow markers. I just bought a couple colors to complement the existing markers that I already have. Most of the colors that I have are more in the kind of jewel tones, so I wanted some pastels to just kind of round out my selection. I got a brush pen. This is to replace the brush pen that I already have that is starting to dry out and the tip is pretty worn. This is a different brand, a brand that probably most of you are familiar with. I really like this brand. This particular one is archival and it is waterproof, so I expect that I'll be able to use it the same way. I've actually already used it. I used it for a live session with Hippo, who, if you are not familiar with her channel, I will link it. She does amazing live sessions with beautiful references. Yesterday's theme was aquatic plants, and everything was so gorgeous. So, like I said, I'll link her channel. Next up is this XL charcoal block from Derwent. I have their XL Graphitint blocks, and I really like them, but I did feel like they were lacking like a warmer color, so I was thinking about trying out the set of charcoals that they have, the tinted charcoal, but they're kind of expensive, and I wasn't sure like how different they are going to be from the graphite, so I saw this at the art store and decided to just buy the one warm color that they had, and we'll give that a little test run in a future video. I restocked on some watercolor paper and ended up giving myself a little bit of an upgrade to 100% cotton paper. I've really never used 100% cotton paper other than like art school briefly, I think. So I'm excited to see how this reacts to the existing watercolor paints that I have. Again, we'll be trying that out in a future video. And the most relevant to today are my new oil pastels. If you're wondering why they are not in a box, it's because I bought these just kind of single colors. I have existing oil pastels, but as you can see, my color selection is leaning a little heavy on the warm side. A lot of oranges, reds, and yellows, and not very much in the blue, purple, or green. So I really wanted to buy a couple colors that would give me a little bit more range and fill in some of the gaps that I already had. I have some other pastels. They're like, I want to say craypas, but they're like student grade, and I like them. They're fine. They work good, but they're not as creamy as these are. So I splurged a little bit and got myself some of these. These are still kind of in the middle range, you know, nothing super crazy expensive, but definitely a little bit of an upgrade. So that's my little art haul. Let's get on to the drawings. So this is my little sketchbook. I am using this for the 100-day project exclusively. If you haven't watched the other videos, I'll just do a little quick recap. Basically, I found this old sketchbook in my storage unit and decided to use it for that project. I'm calling this project 100 cosillas en 100 días, which just means 100 little things in 100 days. And as far as the project goes, it's an online challenge. You pick one thing, you do it for 100 days, and it's super flexible. Basically, the idea is to just be consistent. I chose to draw 100 things out of my Cabinet of Curiosities, and yeah, that's where we're at. So we are on day 30 today. We're going to start with day 21, which is this one right here. So day 21 was this little seashell. Pretty sure I picked this up in Florida. Nothing particularly fascinating about this. I used Posca marker for this one, which was kind of an interesting choice, but I think I did an okay job with it. My color selection or color options weren't great, but I made it work, and I actually really like how it turned out. It's very kind of graphic. The next day, I did another little shell off that same shelf, and that one was done in gouache. The coloring on this one is a little strange, and I kind of wish I had done it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I do like the way that it turned out. It also kind of looks a lot like the Posca, oddly enough. The next day was this little rock. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot from this one. It was a pretty small rock, and it was polished, so it didn't have a lot of texture, on the outside of it. The pattern of the rock was pretty interesting, but, again, the smoothness of it didn't really provide a whole lot to work with. But I actually really love how this one turned out. I think that the shine mark really gave it a lot of dimension, and the neo colors were perfect for the color of the rock. It was like this beautiful, like soft olive green with these like kind of toned down reds, and I think that it actually looks really spot on. Next day was a little piece of amethyst. I used oil pastel for this one, mainly because I knew if I tried to use colored pencil or pretty much anything else that I would get really, really caught up in all the little details. And that day I didn't really have a whole lot of time to work on it. So went with oil pastel, and it's not perfect, but I really do actually like how it turned out. I think it has kind of a softness to it, which I really enjoy, but I still was able to get some definition and some dimension with the little shine spots. So I think I did a pretty good job in the amount of time that I had for it. Next day was this one here, which, well, these pair, I guess I should just talk about them together. These are actually a pair of earrings that I made a really long time ago. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed in my videos, but my ears are gauged. And when I gauged them, I was like in high school. There weren't that many earrings to choose from that I could find, so I ended up making my own out of these little tiny bottles and Fimo clay, or Sculpey. I don't remember what brand it was. But basically, I put these things together like a ship in a bottle, where I had like a little needle and I was like attaching arms and eyeballs. It was actually really fun to make these, and I really loved wearing them. I would still wear them, but I've actually gone up several sizes, so they've been sitting on my shelf ever since, just looking cute. So this one is obviously Totoro, and then this one is a little gnome with a mushroom. And yeah, like I said, really small little bottles. All right, next day is this little ceramic fish. I don't remember where I found this. I found it out in the wild somewhere. But I used oil pastels for this one. I thought that this one came out really cute. It's, it's really small and kind of, there's no real sharp edges, so I think the oil pastels really kind of convey that. It's just kind of soft. I do think that it looks a little shark-like, I guess the shape of it, but that's okay. It's still cute. And the video, the little short that I made for this one was kind of fun to make. So if you haven't seen it, maybe go check it out. The next one is this, I don't know what you would call this. I guess technically it is a pendant. I got this from this little rock shop out in the middle of nowhere, like really just very isolated. And let me tell you, I thought I was gonna get unalived there. The guy that ran the shop was really creepy and giving me just the weirdest vibes. So I had to get out of there so fast, but I couldn't leave it behind because it was just so cool. And I actually, it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and I was drawing it. I was just thinking, this is really cool. It should not be like sitting on a shelf somewhere. So I actually turned it into like a little necklace with these like little skull beads that I had, which I thought was kind of appropriate for the whole origin story, so to speak. So now I can wear it, and I'm pretty excited about that. I wore it yesterday and got a ton of compliments and questions about it. So very unique little piece. Next up are these arrowheads. These are they are real, I guess, but they're not like prehistoric. They're definitely more recently made, and probably by arrowhead standards, not very well made. I got them at a science museum. If you ever go to a science museum, they generally have a pretty cool like rock collection. So definitely worth checking out. But I really like drawing these. I thought that the oil pastels did a really good job in keeping the organic shape of them, and the colors were like so spot on. So that one was really fun. And then today's is this little rock. Here's the actual rock. Let's see if you guys can see that. I'll pop in a little video of me making it while I kind of chat about it, but basically it is a piece of bismuth. I don't know that much about bismuth, but I know that it's essentially kind of man-made. Like the crystal forms that way, but like it's kind of man-made. But I don't care. It's really cool looking. It's got kind of a iridescent kind of effect, so I think that I was pretty successful in capturing that. I tried not to get too locked up in the details, but I did have a lot of fun using all of my new oil pastels that I just got. So this one was a really fun one. I definitely spent a little more time on this one than some of the other ones in here, but that's okay. I expect that some of these will take a little more time than others, and that's all right. But that's the end of the video. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing all of these drawings. If you haven't seen the first 20 or so, I will link those in a playlist so that you can watch them and check those out. There are some really cool drawings in there. And I think I've got some pretty cool stuff that I'll be drawing next, so stay tuned. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, this is a great time to do it. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. Have a good one.